All right, Soft Parade. So this song has a lot of parts. Let's just get into it. The basic thing in the left hand is the simplest thing to start off with. And the left hand is basically the same for 99% of the song, and it goes like this. Just like that. E flat, B flat, D flat, walk up to E flat. Now, instead of playing it like that, you can add in a little embellishment if you want, which goes like this. Right? Separate those octaves in the left hand. Instead of, you can go. Sometimes I play it lower, but that's the left hand for almost the entire song. That's it, really. So, with that down, we can now move to the right hand, which is the bulk of the song. So, I guess what I'm going to do is show you like the verses, which is like this part, and then after, I'll show you all of those variants, and then I'll show you, I guess, what I consider the chorus, which is, and then that'll be it. So, the verses, I guess, or the A section if you want. The basic idea is we're kind of moving around this E flat 7 chord. So that's kind of the moral center of the song. And so it starts like this. So that's a common thing in this song, this move. Octaves, F, F sharp, G, right? And then in this first verse it goes, we hold these notes. E flat, D flat. Right? And this pinky up top, take it or leave it. Maybe it can't hold on, that's fine. Right? And then the rhythm of this changes, so I'll play it slowly so we can get the rhythm. I'll repeat that. Right? On, ahead, right? Straight. Ah. So the first time it's straight, and then the second time it's anticipated, right? So, right, third time straight, and then the fourth time it goes just these two, right, and hops up here to B flat, G flat, E flat. So that's that fourth time. Right? So instead of doing the full da da da, we go da da, wait, da da da. You could do them all if you wanted. If you wanted, you could go. That's just a big jump, but I guess you can. So putting it all together. So let's maybe now combine that with the left hand. So the way that they kind of work in rhythm, remember this is in. So let me show you how those kind of interplay with each other. So this obviously happens at the same time, right? We see these two walk-ups go in tandem. And then this kind of goes, it goes right, left, right, left, do, do, right? That's how I kind of think about it. Right, left, together. And then it together these notes at the same time, right? So the first time it's, and then the second time it's, right? Right, right, left, right, left. Together, right? Right, left, right, left. Together. Right, left, right, left. Together. Then these E flats and this B flat hit at the same time. So I'll just loop that for a while. Really hear what that sounds like. Obviously I'm playing it a bit slower than the actual song, which is closer to here. But that's that. So then there are kind of more variants on the way that verse, I guess, is played, but it's all around that basic structure. So one of the ways is like this. Instead of holding this and playing these notes, we hit the octaves, right? Otherwise, identical, but hitting the octaves. So that's one kind of variant that you can practice. And then there's one other way that this verse happens that's a bit more complicated, so I'll go through that one kind of step by step. I'll just play it once through. Right? So, it's a lot of octave work, and that'll definitely take some practice. But once again, we're just kind of moving around this E flat 7 chord. So I'll show you the notes of this thing. So it starts as before with the walk up, and then it does this. So B flat, E flat, D flat, C, B flat. Right? So you have the walk up, and then this. So playing that really slowly. That's the first one. That's the first of the 4 in this thing. The second one is the same as the first, but it omits the last note. Right? So playing the first 2. Again. The third one is the same as the first one. Right? And then the fourth one is this. So the first 4 notes are the same, but instead of going up, we go down. Right, to that F sharp, beautiful note. It's a nice tension there because ostensibly we're in like an E flat set dominant or major thing, but we hit this, so we have that kind of beautiful blues minor major hybrid thing. Okay, so to go over that fourth one again, right? So doing all of that, so that's that. Now the second time around, there's one very subtle difference. It's identical except in one subtle way, which is this. On the second phrase, there's a little syncopation that happens, right? So let me play it through the first time this repeats and the second time it repeats and show you how it's ever so slightly different on the second time. So here's the first time. second time. And right here, right? So that's the slight difference. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. So the difference in and that thing happens on the second time. Na, na. Sorry. So I'm now going to add in the left hand and play those two things at the same, that full kind of section. And here's the anticipatory. Right? Okay, we're almost ready for the next section. So that's that. So that's a little thing that I do differently. I sometimes do that. Instead of going, I sometimes go from the F sharp to the G. Just for fun. Why not? Okay, so now it's begging to go to that next section. Maybe I'll play that through one more time in full. That 2, 3. Up. I didn't do the thing. Let me try that second half again. Here. Right? And now we're ready for the next part. So the next part, the left hand's identical. The right hand, it's chords like this. But instead of showing you the chords, I'm going to show you the melody. First harmony, and then how we can fill in that harmony. So let's start with the melody. The melody is this. Alright, so we walk down from this B flat down to the E flat, then we come back up. Right? So what we can then do is, let's maybe play it through. Then what we do is we add a harmony. That's like the harmonizer is like the note a sixth down or something like that. So to this B flat, we had this D flat, right? To this A flat, we had this C, right? To this G flat, we had this B flat. To this F, we had this A flat. And to this E flat, we had this G flat. So playing those again. Now what you should do to practice this is play this as though it's a scale, right? And by the way, this is used in so many Vulfpeck songs. Very same idea. These notes, or even right? So learning these will have reach beyond just this song. So, if you then play this thing with the rhythm, I'll repeat that. So that's going to take some practice. And then we can add in the middle note, right? Now the thing is, Jack and Woody don't play it with all three notes every time, but it's useful to know what the middle note is if you do want to harmonize it that way. So to this one, we add this F sharp or G flat, making it like a G flat major chord inverted. And I'm fairly certain, to this one we add an F to make it like an F minor chord inverted. To this one we add an E flat, making it like an E flat minor chord. To this one we add a D flat, making it like a D flat major chord. And then to this one we add a B flat, making it once again like an E flat minor chord. So I'll hold on those for a second just so you can see them. Right, that's the first one. That's the second one. F minor. E flat minor. D flat major. And back to E flat minor. So those are the full chords. Maybe I'll play that really slowly. I'm snapping on the wrong beat. Whatever, okay. So that's gonna take quite a lot of practice, especially when you get the left hand in there as well. And then after three of those, or after each one of those, we have the following. So, and then we have this. So there's different levels of this. The easiest level is just these notes: A flat, G flat, right? Now, so let me just play that through maybe slowly. That's one version of it, but you can add a harmony. Right? You can play this C, B flat. The way I play it is, I play both the note and its harmony up here, and I also play this E flat note, right? So that's going to take a lot of practice. Sorry, it's hard to play slowly. So what I'm doing in my right hand, if I were to play it really slowly, and T. So that's going to take a lot of practice, especially if you then add in this. So that's, I mean, yeah, you're just going to have to practice that. So maybe I'll play that entire kind of chorus together slowly. 3, 4. So on the, you can listen to the song. Sometimes this thing goes once, and sometimes it goes 3 times. But you can listen to the song to see when those different things happen. And then sometimes it goes, and sometimes when it leads back into the verse, it doesn't go. It goes. Sometimes when it leads back into the verse, it'll go like this, right? Because it's got to come back in time. So maybe it'll go. So maybe let's talk about that for a second. So the transition from the chorus back into the verse. So let's transition, right? And then we go back into the verse. So if you're doing it like this, that's a perfectly reasonable way to do it. That's a reasonable way to do it. That's a reasonable way to do it, but the way I do it is the most complicated way. And that just provides a fuller sound. So there we go. We've done the verses and the chorus. The only other thing left to do is the bridge. So sometimes I go... the bridge. So the bridge has 4 or 5 chords. What I'll do is show you the chords, and then after that show you how to move between them. So the basic chords are the following. I'll just show you in the right hand. We start with an A flat minor, and then I'll show you in a second also how to get to the bridge, but let's just cover the bridge first. So we start with this A flat minor. Then we move down to a G flat major, right? So the first chord is here, and the second chord is here. Then the next chord is going to be a D flat major, right? And then the fourth final chord is an E flat minor. So again, the chords are A flat minor, G flat major, D flat major, E flat minor. Those are the chords. I'll show you how to get between them. And in the left hand, I'd probably play just the root note. It's all trilled. Then actually this D flat is over an F. Right? So that's putting the 2 hands together. So again. So those are the main chords in the bridge. And actually on the second time around, maybe I'll show you what happens on the second time around. It goes... and instead of going to the E flat minor, it goes to a B flat 7. Maybe in this voicing. So right, on the second time around, that fourth chord actually changes to a B flat 7. In this voicing, maybe D, B flat, A flat, F. So going through those chords one more time. A flat minor. First time around, G flat major. D flat over F. E flat minor. Second time, A flat minor. G flat major. D flat, and we're going to have B flat 7. That's how you get back. So let me now show you the transitions between these chords because it's very fun. So that's the first one. And we go, right? So that's A flat and then D flat B. So that's the first one. Okay, the next one is, so let me show you that again. So we're here, da da do do, again. Sorry. Remember, we're playing this D flat major chord, but we're gonna do the melody. So we're starting from the beginning of this again. Right? And then, okay. And then the final one is, right, we're trying to get to this E flat minor, so we're here. Right? Then the final thing is E flat, A flat, G flat. One more time. So going through that whole procedure, down to the C flat, right? Again, let me loop that again. Oh, I messed up. So to speed it would be, right? And I'm kind of adding in, but obviously that'll take practice as well. But the basic version, yeah. So that's the first time around. The second time around, instead of going, we're gonna go, right? D flat, E flat. Okay. Then we're gonna go, so let's show it one more time. And then we're gonna go, so we were here, right? On that F sharp chord or G flat chord. And then that's the melody, right? And then one final one. Let me do that one more time. This is the second time through. Right? And then finally, you want to really get that melody, do, do, and then you can add in these notes to support. So maybe I'll play that second time through again. Now maybe hit that. Okay, well, we'll get there. So that second time in full. Then there's many different ways to play that. I play this with these octaves if you just want to do the single notes, or you're here and you want to go, or however you want to do it, as long as you get these, right? That's one way to do it. And then we're back. So let me go through that bridge again, very slowly. First time, right? Remember that? So even that time I played it the octave higher. And then when I go back to the verse, I play this higher instead of down here. Just because we were up here already, might as well stay up there. So let me go through that again. So let me go through that bridge one more time and you can play along. 3, 4. 3, 4. So that's that, right? Many different ways to do that. So let me just quickly show how to get from the chorus to the bridge, right? Because I guess that's how you do it. You just gotta jump. I think that's the only way to do it. So you're here. Yeah, you just jump. This goes 3 times. That's it. So there it is. Obviously, I'm playing 2 people's piano parts here, right? I'm trying to be Jack and Woody at the same time. So no one is actually doing that big of a jump in the real song, but that's just how I play it, to be able to simulate both parts. There's only one more thing in this song before we have it in its entirety, and that's Woody's part up here. Woo! Definitely the funnest part of the play. So let me just show you that part. I'm able to do it in octave lowers. So it's maybe not as hard as it sounds or looks. The key 4 notes are these: E flat, C, B flat, F. Right? That's the pattern. So you kind of practice that. Then once you kind of got that down, the next part is not too bad. It goes like this. So let me think about what fingers I use. Like this. So I would use my index and ring finger on these 2 notes, and then use my middle and ring finger, and then jump with the thumb down. So this F sharp and this G flat and B flat, then this G and B flat, oh, right? So that's something really fun to practice. That's the basic idea, and then Woody does a number of different variants on it. I mean, he's just improvising, so there's no set thing. That's the only set thing. But one variant on that is this. So let me show you that. That's just one version of it he does. He does many. I'm just going to show you this one. So let me show you that quickly. It's the same as before, except we're going to come up. Instead of moving down, we're going to be moving up. So I'd put the thumb on this G, and then I'd go A flat, C, G. Right? Instead of, we're going up. Okay? Thumb thumb on the G, A flat, C, G, and then these two, E flat and D flat, right? Let me think. I think it's, well, I'm just improvising really. So is Woody. These two, and then these two, B flat and C, and then kind of outlining an E flat chord. So maybe the same as before. And then instead of jumping right down, we might hit the E flat with the thumb and the index finger, right? Hit this with the thumb and jump down at the index. That's something fun to practice. Being able to cross over like that, right? Now, a more complicated variant on that is, right? Let me try again. I didn't quite get it. Right? Now that's going to take a lot of practice. That's going to take quite a lot of practice, and I don't even know if it's possible to play slowly. Right? Anyway, the basic version is, or even just, okay, that melody is probably getting annoying to you at this point, but also it happens up here. So that's that. And there's also this. Don't forget about that. And that's definitely going to take some practice to get these happening at the same time. There we go.